Hi everyone, my name is Anna, and in this digital story, I'll share with you some of my reflections and learnings from reading the book Say Hello by Carly Findlay. The book is a memoir, and Carly shares what it's like to live with ichthyosis, which is a rare skin condition. More importantly, Carly challenges our assumptions and beliefs about what it's like to live with aphasia. Throughout the book, Carly shares many different occasions where she has experienced exclusion and discrimination. But perhaps one of the most shocking examples of exclusion for me was when Carly explained that kids at school would often spit on her and call her names such as red skin, red light match, and red traffic light. I was shocked and heartbroken, mainly because I could not believe no one had done anything about it. I wondered, how could a kid spit at another and teachers not say or do anything? My heart broke even more when Carly explained teachers didn't believe her when she told them how sad she felt about the bullying and instead put the blame back onto her. Clearly, these teachers practice the first view of normalization. As explained by Nisha, this view aims to integrate quote-unquote abnormal people into the wider community, but expects them to change so they fit into the norm. However, as Carly said, how could she change? It is simply impossible for her to change her physical appearance. This is why, in my future career as a teacher and general life, I'll aim to apply the second view of normalization, which suggests that instead of trying to change the person who is quote-unquote abnormal, society should evolve and be more diversity friendly. At the school level, this can be done by teaching children without disabilities how to respect and interact with children with disabilities and others who may be deemed as different due to the race, gender, and/or socioeconomic status. Also, I'll aim to make changes to meet the needs of all my students. For instance, in the specific case of Carly, who could not do sport due to the heat and stress on her skin, instead of having her watch under the heat as her teachers did, I could organize an indoors activity for everyone, or allow Carly to take rests as needed. But an even better option would be for the school to build a covered sports center. Even though at school Carly was called names and was often excluded, her home environment was completely different. As per her mom's words, she was Carly and there was nothing wrong with her. At home, her facial difference was acknowledged, but didn't determine who she was or who she could become in the future. In my opinion, her parents' support, positive use of language, and lack of grief played a key role for her to become the woman that she is today, and more importantly, for her to develop self-love and self-respect. On the contrary, Carly tells the story of her friend Caroline, whose parents often used deficit discourse to refer to her condition and unintentionally made her believe that not being quote-unquote normal was a bad thing. Though unintentional, Caroline's parents' use of deficit language and low expectations for her life has continued to negatively impact her self-worth even as an adult, to the point that she is so ashamed of her condition that she can't even talk about it with a psychologist to get help. Whilst Graham explains that labels can provide teachers with useful information about their students and allow them to make adjustments to meet the needs of all students, labels should not be an endpoint. In the case of Caroline, there was an overemphasis on the label, and her qualities as a person were ignored. My takeaway from reading Caroline's story is that as a teacher, I must acknowledge a student's differences, but I should not reduce or narrow my expectations based on the label or diagnosis that may be associated with them. Instead, as suggested by Graham and McCartney, I must develop a learner appreciation of each student as a whole person. Overall, reading this moving memoir and proud manifesto on disability gave me real insights on why I should endeavor to practice real inclusion, not only in my future classrooms, but in life. It gave me a complete different view on what it's like to live life with a disability. So I just want to say thanks, Carly, for sharing your story and challenging my somewhat unrealistic assumptions. But more importantly, thank you for motivating me to learn more about inclusive practice. Thank you all for watching.